Hello, coin collectors out there. It's Dylan from the Big D Coins channel, and welcome back. Got another great coin video for you today. These coins right here are going to be about the 1930 and 1940 United States pennies. We've also got some cool bonus foreign coins for the end. We've got the £1, the 3 pence, and the 5 pence coin. But before we get started, I wanted to give a quick shout out to a cool channel I came across yesterday, Cointelligence. So he's this guy who shares coin videos kind of similar to I do. He does a lot of coin roll hunting and he's very knowledgeable about the error coins. So please do go check out his channel. Again, the channel name is Cointelligence, and it's spelled with a space before the last E. So Cointelligence space E. Search that on YouTube and you'll be able to find some great coin roll hunting videos from him. All right, let's get into it. So, decided to make a video about these two pennies right here, 1930 and 1940. I thought that'd be a little more interesting than just making about one specific year. Let's start with the 1930. Now there are two known errors for this particular coin in the Cherry Picker's Guide to Error Coins, and they are both the RPM, the repunched mint mark. So they both involve the 1930D, and let's talk about that first, and then we'll get into the mintages for the two coins, the metal content, and all the normal stuff that you're used to seeing on this channel. All right, so we've got a good zoom in here. All right, now this one, unfortunately, isn't going to have a repunch mint mark because it doesn't have any mint mark at all. But the 1930D does have the repunch mint mark in some error coins. And the description of that is a secondary mint mark is evident to the north of the primary D. So there are two actual known varieties for that. So those are both pretty valuable. The first one is valued at a mint state 65 at $175, and the second one is valued at $175 as well. So just a little bit slight difference there as far as the error type. I guess are different enough for the people who make that Cherry Picker's Guide to distinguish those as two different error types. So a repunch mint mark, said pretty simply, is when the planchet runs through the press, gets pressed with the mint mark on it, and then it goes through again and another mint mark goes right on top of it. So we came across that same error type yesterday when we were talking about the 1938 Buffalo nickel with the repunch mint mark. That one had a rather interesting story in that they had some extra S planchets, and they were planning on switching over to the Jefferson nickel the next year, but they wanted to use these planchets, but they only had, they were only making them at the Denver Mint that year. So what they did is they just slammed the D for the Denver Mint on top of the S a couple of different times. There are some known errors that have three Ds over the S. So that's a very cool error coin for that 1938 Buffalo nickel. And there are apparently some errors out there for the 1930 Denver Mint as well. So let's bring this 1940 back into the shot, and we'll talk about some of the metal contents. So these coins are 95% copper, 8% zinc. So they switched over to a more zinc-based coin in 1983. So you can check out some videos on that if you'd like. But the main reason why they switched over to the zinc-based coin is because coins like these, coins that are 95% copper and have a total weight of 3.11 grams, actually cost more to make than a cent. I think the zinc pennies do too, but not as much as these copper pennies. So these copper coins have a melt value alone of 2.1 cents, so almost double the value of the actual face value of the coin itself. And now one of the more interesting things that you can see on eBay, and I don't fully understand this, is that you can buy like bags of copper pennies. You can buy copper pennies by the pound, and they sell for a premium on eBay. So maybe that's a way you can make a little extra money. It'd probably take a lot of work to go through all those, set aside all of those copper pennies, and there'd be some shipping costs as well. But if you could find a way to keep your shipping costs down, and you had a lot of free time, you could sell copper pennies on eBay for more than face value. You got to sell them by the buckets pretty much. That's what it looks like people are buying them by. All right, so let's talk about the mintage for this coin. How many do you think were minted in 1930 and 1940? All right, gave you a little time to guess there. There were 157.4 million made in 1930 at the Philly Mint, 40 million made at the Denver Mint, and 24 million made at the San Francisco Mint. Now, how does that compare to 10 years later? Well, it is much lower than in 1940. So in 1940, I'll give you a chance to guess before I start spewing out the mintage number. In 1940, there were 586.8 million made at the Philadelphia Mint. So 500 million of these were made at the Philadelphia Mint in 1940. So that 1940 penny that you have might not be as rare as you think. There were also 81 million made at the Denver Mint and 112.9 million made at the San Francisco Mint. So the mint mark to look for in 1940 is apparently the Denver Mint, because there are 2 errors regarding the Denver Mint, and then it also has the lowest mintage of all 3 mints. All right, so not sure if I mentioned 1940, no coins, no pennies in the Cherry Picker's Guide for 1940, so there might be some errors out there, but they're not documented in that book, so I'll pass on digging into that more. All right, let's get into some of these cool coins we got here, some cool bonus coins for the end of the show. This one right here is a 3 pence coin. It's from the United Kingdom. This series was made from 1937 till 1948, so a short 11-year span. This one I've got here is obviously dated 1940. Its metal content is nickel, brass. It's got a cool 12-sided shape to it. Very cool feature there. So in 1940, which is the one that I have, there were 12 million made. So you're looking at the reverse right here, right now, which features the 3-headed thrift plant. This particular coin is of the United Kingdom. I guess I already mentioned that. All right, so we flip it over. We see a uncrowned bust of George VI facing the left. And all right, now let's stick in the same kingdom, the Kingdom of the United. And we'll go on to this coin right here. Now this one is dated 1970, so 30 years after that previous coin. This is the 5 pence coin. So we really went up in value there from 3 to 5 pence. This particular series was made from 68 to 81, so it had a much longer run than that 3 pence coin. On the obverse is a crown bust of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II facing the right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. This coin is made out of copper nickel. A lot of European coins are made out of the copper nickel. At first you might think they're silver, and then you realize they're just copper nickel. All right, so on the reverse of the coin, you see the badge of Scotland, a thistle, royally crowned legend above the denomination below. I almost thought that said demonization. All right, so let's flip this back over. This was dated 1970. So in 1970, there were 225.9 million of these made. So quite a lot of these were made in old 1970. And let's finish it off right here with this 1 pound coin. This is one of what's known as the old 1 pound coin. I've had people tell me that. There's a new 1 pound coin that a coin collector on YouTube sent me. Very cool coin right here. But this is the old one right here. This is the Welsh leek that you're seeing right here. A leek is the emblem of Wales, encircled by the royal diadem, which is, I think, that another word for a crown right there. And then on the obverse, we flip it over, and we see Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Again, she's facing the right, wearing George the Fourth state diadem. Not sure what that means. All right, but this one was dated 1985, so this is the first year that this was made. This was only really produced in mass production in 85 and in 90. There were also some collector coins made in 85 and 90 as well. But in 85, for the business strike circulation, there were 228 million of these made. All right, so we hit on some cool coins today in this 1930 and 1940 Lincoln pennies right here. We got into some neat coins from the United Kingdom, including this £1 coin right there, a 5 pence coin, and a 3 pence coin. So a lot of cool coins today. If you're into coin collecting, please do check out some of the other videos on the channel. I do appreciate the comments and the feedback I get from you guys. Helps me improve, so I'm working on getting there. All right, everyone, take care. Best of luck coin collecting. Enjoy.